Hi guys, welcome to a cloudy Dubai. Today's video is all to do with our hips. I am not doing this as a yoga video, it's more for anyone who is working for their hip mobility, hip strength. It's been inspired because every time I go to a yoga class, if I'm asking people like, what more do you want in this class, what should we focus on? They always say hips, and it doesn't matter how much you stretch the hip joint and the muscles, if you can't move the pelvis kind of backward and forwards or being able to segregate the leg movement with the torso movement, then you're not going to get very far. Also, I see on the other extreme so many yogis having such open hips, and it's amazing, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to the strength, they completely lack strength into that joint. So I figured with my own kind of training, I mix the whole strength, mobility and stretching, so then we get a healthy hip joint. Like, it doesn't matter how far you go, it's the integrity of the hip and how healthy you can get it to move. So I'm going to shut up a little bit. It's all to do with mobility, it's for any levels, so I hope you enjoy. So we're going to start off in a comfortable seat. What we're going to do first is kind of a double pigeon pose, so I want you to take the right foot in front of you. Flex the right toes, protect the knee. This, especially if you have knee pain or weak knees, this will be a lifesaver. So throughout this whole video, flex your feet. Left knee comes out towards the side. So I want you to think about creating 90-degree angles with both hips. Left inside of the foot's down on the ground. So already now you've got internal and external rotation on the hips. So breathe in, lift up through the spine, and just see how that feels for a little bit. You might find that the front leg's a little bit more sore, whereas for me, my internal rotation is a bit. So now as you breathe in, I want you to bring the knees up towards the sky, plant the feet down, turn towards the left, and then drop the knees towards the left, find the two 90-degree angles there. We're just going to pulse in between these two places. So slowly bring the knees up, drop the knees to the right, warming up through that hip joint. Slowly come to center, take it out to the other side. Remember to extend through the spine as you come up. A few more times. Take it to the right and take it to the left. Good. Now bring it, I realize I'm moving, bring it towards the right hand side and stay there. Flex the toes. Good, make sure you've still got that 90 degree. It's normal for them to move. So now I want you to turn towards that right leg. Think about extending through the chest. Bring the weight forward onto that right thigh. So push that right thigh down on the ground. Think about pushing that left thigh down as well. And give me 5 little pulses there. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly, knees go up, take it towards the left-hand side. And again, make sure you've got that 90 degree. Lift up through the heart, turn towards that left knee, and slowly fold over. Push the right thigh down towards the ground. Pulse in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it back up. Take it over to the right one last time, I promise. So now we're going to work with this left leg. I want you to ground down through this pelvis, push the thighs into the floor. Still flexing both feet, I want you to bring left foot, try and bring it up towards the sky. For 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, and 5. Plant the left ankle, now left knee comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. With the 5th one, take it over towards the left. Good. Focusing on that right ankle this time. So really ground down through the hips, then slowly lift the right foot up. If you need to put the left hand down, go for it. So breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ankle comes down on the ground, lift the knee. 5, 4, see how far you can bring it up. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back to center and make your way onto all fours for me. So hands underneath the shoulders, hips underneath the knees. We're going to start off with the left leg. Yes, I know it's weird. Left foot, flex it all the way up. So try not to lean into the hips. This is what I mean by integrity. Try and bring belly button into the spine. Keep the hips square. Keep that motion. Flex the foot up towards the sky. Then slowly take the left knee out to the side, kind of like a dog doing, I'm not going to say it because I know this is going to be on YouTube. And then exhale, bring it down. 2 more like this. So breathe in, take the foot all the way up. Breathe out, find that rotation in the hip, knee comes out to the side, and exhale to lower. 1 more, breathe in, lift it up. Take the hip out to the side, full range of motion, exhale, lower. This time, lift the foot all the way up. Bring the knee out to the side just like before. Now ground down through this right palm, flex the left foot. Breathe. Try and keep the hips straight. Hold for 3. For 2, and 1, step the left foot outside of that left palm. So release, I know that's a lot, maybe just rock forwards and backwards a little bit. Make sure the toes are a little bit out, the heels coming in. Now the back foot, the right foot, I want you to bring it across the mat. So then hands walk out to the side, and then we're going to slowly bend into this left hip. So you should get a good, nice stretch here, but also on the inside of the right leg. So pulsing between the two, maybe flexing the ankle. So option 1, you stay here. Option 2, do it without the hands. So bring in balance, bring in more weight into opening of this joint. Hold. For 2. And 1, slowly sink it down. Now the back knee, bring it to a 90 degrees. So the right inside of the foot come down on the ground. Left toes come out towards the side, coming into a half frog. So make sure the knee, ankle and foot is all in one line. Now think about slowly sinking down, maybe come onto the forearms. If you have a towel and want to bring it underneath this foot to slide it out, feel free to do so. So hold in here. You can either stay in stillness or making micro movements with that pelvis. Think of tucking the tailbone under, find that stretch, and then exhale, untuck the tailbone. You'll be able to notice the difference with the two, and these micro movements is just getting into the tissues around that hip joint. And notice your hips as well. Most of you will want to come here. I want you to lean back. So pelvis and knees all in one line. Hold for a few more breaths. See if you can go a little bit lower. One more big deep breath. And then inhale slowly, coming all the way up. This time around, coming onto that right leg. So same kind of flow, starting with the right leg. So again, ground down through the arms. Lift the right leg up towards the sky. Take the right knee out towards the side, full range of motion. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more. Inhale, belly button to spine, keep that integrity. Take the knee out to the side and lower. 1 more, lift that leg. Bring it all the way out and lower it down. This time, take the foot up. Bring the knee out to the side, push down through that left palm, flex the foot out. Hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Step the foot outside of that palm. So shake it from side to side. Good, loosening up through the hips, through the hip flexors. And then slowly, just like before, the left foot is going to turn in towards the right. Hands walk a little bit to the left and start getting into that hip joint. So bending that right knee as you come forward, and notice my knee passes my ankle and I don't die. It's okay to test your range of motion. If you're going to have healthy joints, they need to be able to move in every way. If you want to add a little bit more intensity, raise the arms. Good. Bring in a little bit more weight. Warming up through that joint. 2 more like this. Awesome. And now bring the hands towards the ground. Left foot turns all the way to the right, like a 90-degree angle. Remember, flex the toes, send the toes towards the back, and extend the right foot out towards the side. So knee, ankle of that left foot, all in one line. Slide it out as far as you can get to. Maybe you're on your hands, maybe you're on your elbows, it doesn't really matter. So when you find that spot, again, you're going to automatically want to come here. Please pull the pelvis back. Find that stretch in the inner thighs. And then either staying in stillness or add in these micro little twerks. So tucking the pelvis under and out. Getting all the muscles, all the tissues, just working within the hip. And then committing to this spot. Breathing into the hips. Notice if your jaw's clenched, relax. A few more breaths. And then slowly walk the hands back in, however gracefully or ungracefully, come back into your tabletop. So just tuck the toes, take a little downward dog, pedal out the feet, maybe just circle the hips. Release all the goodness of what you've just done. And then either jump in or step in. Both feet outside of the hands. So left foot outside the left hand, right outside of the right. Sink it down, low malasana. So I know this pose causes a lot of grief. You're up against, obviously, hip flexibility and opening, but also your ankle flexibility. So if you're already here and your toes are up, your heels are up, I want you to lift up through the hips till you can get the heels down. This will be enough for you. If you can come down a little bit and it's like, oh, I can't hold it here, bring a block underneath so you can sit there. So option 1, if you can sit down, roll the shoulders back, hands to heart. Now I just want you all to notice, we're all sitting and singing in this place right now. I want you to feel the difference between pushing to the outsides of the feet, ground down through the heels, now lift the hips up slightly. Notice the difference in the activation. Use your strength to hold you there. For 3, for 2, and 1, let it go. 2 more like that. Push to the outside of the feet, push down through the heels, lift the bum ever so slightly. Hold. For 3. For 2, and 1, drop it down. 1 more. Push to the outside, ground down, lift the hips. Hold. For 3. For 2, and 1, let it go. So now I want to add a little bit of movement. Option 1 is to let the heels come up. Push away from the thigh with the hand, and then switch it to the other side. So nice and easy, nice and gentle, just opening up that hip, getting them to move. And either staying with this option, or if you want a little bit more advanced, hands come to the heart. I want you to think about dropping the right knee in towards the center. So you're going to come into the inner arch. So drop the knee down, bring it back up. Come to the left. As you can see, my left hip is the problem child. Now drop the right. Back to the left. 1 more each side. Right. And left. Good. Ground down through the feet. Push through the heels. Come and rise all the way up. Shake the hips out a little bit. So So now coming on to standing and balancing poses. If your balance is a problem, get next to a wall. First, we're going to ground down through that left foot. Bring the right knee in towards your chest, flex the toe. Just get your balance. Notice where your hip bones are, the bony bits that are going to point forward, keep them pointing forward. Now flex the foot, and I want you to think about taking that right heel out towards the right without letting this hip hike up. So we're trying to isolate the movement of the leg right into that hip socket. So bring it out, back to center, and take it to that external rotation. So internal, right leg goes out, and external, foot comes in. One more each side. Bring the ankle out, try not to hike the hip, bring it inside. Good, hold it here. And slowly, without using your hands, bring the foot on top of that left thigh, sink the bum down low. This is where you probably might need to use a wall. So again, keep the chest lifted, keep the bum pushing down. Think about this right thigh. Energetically push that right thigh down into the ground. Any variations with the arms if you are balanced. Breathe. For 2, you can add little pulses if you want. And 1, slowly lift the knee back up and let it go. Circle it out, shake off the left leg. Now it's the right foot's turn. So ground down through that right heel, left knee in towards the chest. Flex the toes, again hip bones pointing forward. Good. Keep them flexed. And now without hiking up, send that left ankle out towards the left, knee comes in. Internal rotation, bring it back to center, take it to the left. Good. Internal, external. One more each side. Left ankle to the left. Just bring it in towards the right, hold it. Find your maximum there, test your limits, test the strength. This is a lot on the legs. Then slowly, without holding it or hiking it up, place it down onto the right thigh, sink it down towards the ground. If this really isn't happening for you, I should have said it before, come down for a pigeon pose, like on your back or reclined pigeon, something like this. So hold in here. Breathe, maybe add those little pulses to open the hips. For 3. For 2. And 1, slowly release. It's enough for standing, shake out the legs. Come and sit back down onto your bum for me. So the last and final poses is going to be do with hip opening, but also again, still being able to get the pelvis to move in the joints. Before I understood this motion, I was stuck at a level in my yoga that I couldn't get past. So now bring the legs as wide as you can, flex the toes. I want to work on the strength of the legs first. So turn towards the left, hands down by the side. I want you to pick up this left foot, and some of you, you're going to be like bricks, I can guarantee. Try not to lean back. If you can, place the palms flat, even better. Push away from the floor, lift that left leg. Lower. Lift, lower. For 5, even if you look like this, it's fine. For 4, lower. For 3, for 2, and 1. Good. Ground the left foot. Now I want to work on this rotation again. Keep the toes flexed. Bring the left big toe in towards the floor, and then take the pinky toe out. So it's literally the smallest movement, but you might feel a lot. Just 1 more each side. And then slowly, right leg's turn. Again, ground down, flat palms if you can, flex the toes. Lift the foot for 1, lower. For 2, lower. For 3, for 4, and 5. Let it go. Shake out the leg, big toe comes in, and then take it out. Notice my hip will lift as it comes in. It's completely fine as long as you feel that kind of stretching / opening sensation. Good. And for our final pose, it's all to do with forward folding. But what I want you to think about is bringing the belly button down first. Try not to round. If already this is a lot to stay here, just bring the hands behind you, roll the shoulders back. Think about pushing down with the legs and lift the heart. If you already feel a lot without coming forward, stay there. If you want a little bit more, I want you to bring the hands to the hips. Think of rolling the hips forward and then rolling them back. Rolling them forward and rolling them back. You can even place the arms up above the head, maybe even a block. So now we're going to use the strength instead of just folding like normal. I want you to come forward as much as you can. Keep lifting through the heart. Find your maximum, don't let it go. Push down through the feet, engage the glutes, lift back up. 4 more. So lowering down to a point where you control it, and then slowly lift up. 3 more. Lowering all the way down. And lift. I know it's a lot. 2 more. Lower. And lift. 1 more. See if you can go a little bit further. Keep reaching with the arms. Push back up. And now this time, slowly walk the hands forward. Again, notice my spine's not rounding as I come down. Lead with the heart forward. Maybe come down on the forearms. If you're uber flexible, hands can come out right in front of you. Wherever you are, think of getting that belly button down. Coming into that complete pancake. A few deep breaths. See if you can go a little bit further. Hold in for 2. And 1, inhale slowly as you can, work your way all the way up. Bring the legs together, soles of the feet on the floor, give your hips a tiny bit of a shake. So if you are a yogi and this is yoga for you, please go ahead, take a shavasana. For any others who need to get on with the day, go, enjoy your day, and I hope this serves you well.